So this is a follow-up to the video I produced about the taillights being stolen off my 2020 F250 last week. And what I found out, it's kind of an epidemic in Texas. What I also found out is that my insurance company, Progressive, they won't sell you new lights. They've made arrangements with some company out of Florida, Georgia, they're kind of all over the country, where they'll sell you used lights. So the $4,200 new light cost that I had estimates provided to me on, Progressive will only pay you $1,900 for 2 taillights using used taillights that when you call the vendor, you'll find out that they can't guarantee that there's not any scratches or obvious damage to the light. They're basing their quote on what they see in inventory. So as I explained in the previous video, I just went out to Facebook Marketplace and bought 2 taillights for $900 from some thieves that had stolen them from someone else. Because when you go to Facebook Marketplace, it's kind of unusual that you see a lot of taillights on Facebook Marketplace for Fords. And that doesn't matter where you go, San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Dallas. It's pretty unusual. But I'm sure there's some unscrupulous body shops that place their orders to the thieves to get some new taillights. So that brings us here. So doing my research, inside this box is what I feel is the best tailgate tail light protection system in the country. The system is by a company called GateGuard. This guy got his truck broken into. There's 2 systems in Texas. One is a company out of Dallas, and they have been copied over and over on eBay by Chinese copy artists. But this hasn't been copied. And what I'm going to show you when we open this box is a system from a company called GateGuard. And you get a set of instructions, all right? And these are for a 150 or a Super Duty. So the packaging is quite nice. You get a little UPC code thing there that you can download the deal. Inside is little stuff that says GateGuard. You get a little bit of Loctite for some fasteners. You get everything in this package is made out of stainless, whereas the other brackets are made out of aluminum. And then they're either powder coated or black oxide. And you can kind of see these are laser cut brackets. And so the arrow, this bracket, will go on the passenger side of the truck, and this bracket will go on the driver's side of the truck. And what it does is that this protects the opening coming into the tailgate from inside the tailgate. It protects the opening going to the lock, so you can't put your finger in there. Then inside this package is a series of custom fasteners. And I'll talk more about this, but I don't want to show what they've done. But they give you the little special tools, and they give you these 2 things right here are kind of interesting, because these replace a nut that holds your rear tailgate camera handle in place so that thieves can't steal that, because that's very accessible. If you have one of these steps that you can pull out, you can actually access that camera. And then he provides this nice stainless steel laser cut bracket that when you pull the access cover off on the tailgate, this covers up the lock. So this is step number 1. Step number one is you have to create a template. This is a little rubber washer that comes with the kit. So what you're going to do is create a template, that circle right there. That circle is going to be that fitting on the tailgate that has to be removed. And when you remove it, there's a floating nut in there. So in order to maintain the position of your tailgate, you're going to make this template and stick it up there. And I'll show you that here in a minute. Okay, so there's the template. That's around that fastener. When I break it loose, it shouldn't move. So once you get that bolt out, you want to clean up the existing Loctite on there. And then what I did is I reversed this plastic piece. So you can see how the tailgate was marring that. So I reversed it so that this end was over here. Now I've put this end over here so that marring's not there in that way anymore. Okay, so you reinstall the bracket like this. The stainless steel piece takes the place of that washer. And then the rubber is basically isolating the stainless steel from the aluminum. Now you want to make sure that this is parallel like this, that piece. And then I'm going to test the tailgate to make sure it closes. So you want to do one side at a time. So this is the passenger side, and I'm working on the driver's side. So here's what the driver's side looked like after it closed. So it's just as tight a fit as the passenger side. On the inside of the truck, this is what that bracket does. It covers up the opening. And I'll show you what the opening looks like on that side. You're pretty much covering up the opening that allows you to trigger that latch with your fingers. So if we look over there, you can see the brackets in place, so no one can get their fingers in there. So we're going to repeat that same process we did on the driver's side, on the passenger side, making a little template, and then we'll pull that off and put this next bracket on. Okay, so the passenger side bracket's on and the driver's side bracket's on, and that basically prevents access to that hole right there. And you come around here, got a nice fit right there. We got a nice fit right there, so I'll tighten it all up a little bit. The next thing we're going to do is this handle and that camera. We're going to access that and put some specialty hardware on that. So take these nuts, this is a 10 millimeter nut, off one at a time. This is pretty slick right here. You have to have a special tool to get that off. So the cost of this handle and all that stuff right there is very expensive. So this is part of the Deluxe kit, and this is what sets them apart from anybody doing this right now. As part of the Deluxe kit, you get this latch bracket that kind of prevents access. So it blocks access through here, going to the latch. It's like a plate. What you do is just loosen those up for the thickness of the bracket. You have to disconnect this wiring harness. Now this bracket right here didn't come with a hole where I could put this wiring harness back on the Super Duty. So all I did was, and this fastener goes into this hole right here. All I did is put a wire tie right there. And I'll put a little protection right there, and that'll be done. I added a little canvas electrical tape right there in that corner. A little canvas electrical tape right there. So part of this Deluxe kit, they give you a couple fasteners. So they give you a carriage bolt for right here. What that carriage bolt does, it goes through, it blocks access to this hole, just in case someone tries to sneak something in there and grab onto that. As part of the kit, you get some specialty fasteners. These have an unusual head on them that no one would really carry the tool that takes to get these screws out. So this will make access into this main cover plate a little bit difficult. Pretty difficult, actually. I don't think there's any reason to put epoxy in the heads, but you got to make sure that you carry the tools that came with this kit anytime you get the truck serviced. So these tools need to be secured somewhere so you don't lose them, because if you lose the tools, you either have to call GateGuard to get some new ones, or you're in for a very painful day. So the next step we're going to do here is replace these two fasteners on each side. And there's some specialty screws that come in the kit to replace those two fasteners. So this fastener that is an existing Ford fastener is a 5/16 head bolt. And if you were clever enough, without taking the tailgate off, you could probably slip a wrench, a real flat wrench right here without dropping that tailgate, because of the gap between the tailgate and this structure. You could probably take that out. So they supply some specialty screws to eliminate that, and also if they were able to get through the tailgate. Again, this is all about delaying the inevitable. I mean, you could steal the truck if you wanted all this stuff. So here's the finished kit. And it probably takes about a half hour to install this. It's not hard. You get these two brackets that are laser cut. I really like the fact that they're made out of stainless, okay? And you get these two fasteners right here that replace the existing fasteners. You get these 8 fasteners right across here. It's well thought out. He's looking for any places you might be able to get in. So he gives you a carriage bolt right there. You can't take this latch off anymore because of these two specialty fasteners. What I didn't do was right there below that stopper, he provided a carriage bolt that you could put in there to prevent access. I mean, he was really thinking a lot here. But you end up with a bag of fasteners here. These are all the existing stuff. Keep them. This is what one of those carriage bolts would look like. I didn't put them in. I think there's enough time that would be created here if someone was trying to take this tailgate off or take these lights again. This week I've got an appointment to have an extra alarm put on here. That's basically going to alarm the tailgate, and when the tailgate drops, I'm putting a Viper alarm on here that has a voice command system on it, where I can add a voice command that says they're stealing the tailgate, to get people's attention. Anyways, it's a great little installation. I think it's one of the best in the country. He's got a patent pending on it. It's not, there's another installation out there by another fella in Texas here, but I think this is a much better installation, what he's done. And that's it, folks. That's the GateGuard installation. Tailgate all closed up. Yeah, you come around here, see he's plugged the holes, all the specialty screws. Just makes it a little bit more difficult if someone was to try to get in here, if not a lot difficult. Remember, it only took them about a minute to take my taillights when they pulled up for the previous video.